go back to
All right.
talk about
Ooh,
stuff
that
we
looks
found in the
nice.
crime scene. Oh, there is a shit that's fucked up bicycle.
I was just gonna say that. That thing's messed up. All right. Part of the fence is missing too there. Ooh. Hello.
Oh, wait,
That's a nice snowman.
Frost. It's Frosty.
It's Frosty. So this is where it happened. Briar Road.
Look, Mr. Nutahulu.
Sosonaga?
Look at the regulation metal helmet. It's unmistakable.
That regulation metal helmet.
Regulation
Looks
beefsteak.
like 25
Exactly.
million
Regulation beefsteak.
The Scotland Yard are here, investigating as we speak.
Are we gonna find some, like a clue in the snowman's hat?
That is their job, you know. That'd be fun.
But Mr. Nutahulu, to see one with my own eyes.
She fangirling again. God damn it.
You're often depicted in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, but I never dreamt I'd ever come this close. Yes.
A real Bobby's helmet. Sensato.
Thank you, Susato. What? The helmet?
Of course. I have to try one try one on one day. Wait, what?
Try one on one day.
Try one on one day.
Try one on one day.
Okay. Oh god, that is confusing
Have
to
to
read.
try one on one.
Like,
One on one.
Wait, what?
Today is one on one day. Susato takedown. Well, I hope your Hattie dream does comes true. Okay. I don't see Inspector Gregson anywhere. Shall we see if we can sneak past and investigate the scene of the stabbing?
Why should we sneak?
Thank you, Susato. I don't want to upset one of those bobbies and be butted on the head by one of those metal helmets. My skull will crack in two, I'm sure.
Oh no, an English Bobby. An English Bobby would never do such a thing. This is a land of gentlemen, you know.
Yeah, we met such amazing people, like the thief, the
I don't-
murderer,
I
the
don't
girl who insulted our Japan.
I don't rightly trust those coppers. All right, let's look around. Check Frosty first.
What a delightful snowman.
I didn't realize the English had a tradition of making snowmen as well. It looks a little creepy though.
Oh, it has a scar.
Look,
Neat one if you were out in this freezing cold all the time. I wish I had one.
I'm afraid our budget is somewhat frozen at the moment too. We certainly can't afford a scarf. Wow, that's bad.
Surely the snowman here wouldn't miss his. Why can she read my mind?
The snowman certainly would.
Why can she read my inner monologue? That's creepy. Or is he whispering that? Yes, I know, you're right. Anyway, even if I borrowed it, it wouldn't do much to wear my neck, would it? It's covered in snow.
And as you know, snow never gets soft.
How about them socks up there?
I feel like we should talk to a Bobby.
Yeah,
Say,
I'll,
hey, we're here to
One
investigate
second.
Hey, are you a Bobby?
I'm gonna let her fangirl a
Hey,
little
are
bit
you Robert? No.
more.
Oh, that's the Scotland Yard carriage. That's a thing. Okay, cool.
Well, like a police car.
They use vehicles like that to rush the crime scenes and cart away criminals.
You know, like
They
a-
have horses and
You know, like a police
carriage.
car. You're very well informed, aren't you?
It's long been a dream of mine to ride one of those through the streets of London.
You just want to be a policewoman, right?
Tourist.
Fucking tourist. Well, just pick up a stone and throw it through one of the windows, then.
But that would mean being arrested in order to ride it. Oh man, I wish I could get
I mean,
arrested.
that would be an express part to the jail to talk with the other
I've-
guy.
I've always wanted to be arrested.
Still,
it's the
if-
only way.
Oh,
Help me find a good stone.
No.
I'm gonna beat the fucker so I can get arrested.
I wasn't serious. What?
Just throws a stone at him.
Hello? It's one of the officers from Scotland Yard. The police were making sure the crime scene is undisturbed. I have a
Hey,
feeling that if we wander
hey,
too close, we'll be
the
clapped in
crime scene.
irons. You know, like on the ship?
You're being a little overcautious.
We literally have the green light from the inspector of Scotland Yard.
We've done nothing wrong, so we have no cause for concern.
Oh no, I'm not getting caught out again. Twice is enough. Twice I found myself in handcuffs despite not knowing a thing about what was going on.
Yes, you've had some dreadful experiences. I'm sure it's that wide-eyed look of panic you're so prone to. It does you no favors at all.
Yeah,
you look
he-
like a deer in the head.
he just-
You look like you're about to explode from diarrhea.
Yeah,
you
he
look
just-
like you're about to die.
He just has the guilty face, I guess.
You start sweating bullets, and then you like smash your hand on the table, and then it say it hurts for a bit. And you also like freak out. And you.
Santa, are you okay?
He just starts listing like a million reasons why he fucking sucks.
I should have just faded you out then.
You can do that.
Just starts like as RPG is talking, like elevator music starts growing as the voice starts going
But also, like slowly drown it out with the elevator music.
Yeah, that's the thing.
This patch of pavement must be where the incident occurred.
Yes, it's a very wide open space, isn't it?
That's true. I can't see anywhere an attacker could have been hiding. It was the snowman. Oh.
Snowman did it.
Oi, what are you foreigners doing here?
Oi.
Oi!
Oh, we,
It's like
just
screams and-
investigating the conspiring with that mustachioed fella from Japan, are you? What? Conspiring? Coming here to destroy evidence, have you? Get out of here before I give you an hiding. What? Go on.
Is it what's his face? What is the guy that with the puffball? The purple puffball.
No, I don't
Going
think.
with this voice.
I don't think.
I don't
No.
remember.
He's the only mustache guy from Japan that I remember.
Must be another character then that we haven't met. I don't think it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's Mikotoba because that would be Sasato's dad. That'd be really heavy.
He shoot us away like rats.
Freaking
Like
racist.
fucking rats.
Yes, we should give him a wide berth, I think.
Oh, that's what it is. I always thought it was birth like B-I.
No, yeah, no, that's a different birth.
I know, but I just thought that white birth was
It's a
like a
Mm.
separate
experience.
sentence.
What a
I learned
disappointing
something
piece
today.
of shit.
I guess we need like a
piece of shit.
rite of passage or
Fuck
something.
them.
Can we talk to
Fuck
the
them.
to the?
Them real bad.
Oh yeah, the bicycle.
Yeah, 1 second. Just is everything checked over here? I guess. Looks like it. All right. What about the? Please don't fangirl about that too.
Trend Street.
Oh, a British bicycle. Look. It's clearly, it has a bunch of fish and chips on it. That's why it's British. Although the wheel is so misshapen, I'm sure it couldn't possibly be written anymore.
It's made out of tea bags.
Someone must have been doing the.
Stereotypes.
Someone must have been doing some breakneck cycling. Oh, why are there holes in the glass over the door there?
Oh,
That's interesting.
good.
I don't know.
Good catch.
That's interesting. Yeah.
It seems bicycles have become extremely popular in London recently.
Recently?
It's like people want to move around or something. There's even a movement to change women's strokes to allow them to ride as well.
Bicycle fat won't last. I don't see why anyone would ride something like that.
Goodness, do you dislike bicycles? Did you perhaps fall off the bicycle when you were a child? Were you unable to ride a tricycle?
I was about to
Are you that
say.
incompetent?
I thought you were gonna go more than that. Okay, sure. No, not
I
at all.
could, but like,
It's not that I dislike them exactly. It's just that any occupation that involves taking both your feet off firm ground seems reckless.
I kind of like the idea of Susato just being like, like anytime she points out something negative about Naruhodo, she just keeps going on a ramble about like 25 million different reasons of the same thing.
And he just does the
notebook.
he
just
just
put a
does
second notebook just to shit talk through those games.
Exactly.
and meanwhile he just does the sweats face that he does in court.
Yeah. Constantly.
If you'd ever tried walking on
Is that-
stills and
is that
fall
you
into a
can-
river, I know you'd agree with me.
I'll have to hire a bicycle sometime. You can sit behind me while I ride you around.
Oh,
You know, you little baby bitch. I could be your mommy. You want me to be your mommy, you little baby? You stupid baby.
And give you training wheels if you
Do
need.
you do training wheels, you little baby? Did you want a bottle of milk? Is that what you want? You pathetic piece of shit. Anyways,
The police officers look at each other like, ooh.
all right. There goes me saying that's kind of cute, but okay, go off, I guess.
Should we arrest her for murdering a guy?
Officer, I witnessed a murder.
You fucking killed him.
I love how these.
Already dead.
I also love how these windows appear to be bricked up. Look at that.
Yeah, the windows are also blocked. So this place is abandoned.
Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, let's check the door.
Tried to keep it.
It's interesting that it's abandoned, but the tower still has windows with a direct view of whatever happened.
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
It's kind of funny.
that's a rather typical Goldberg building, isn't it? I'm sure it has a long and interesting history.
Well, time certainly seems to have taken its toll on the place. It's crooked and sagging all over. In fact, it looks in decidedly worse shape than the other houses around here.
I'm sure that means nothing.
No, probably not.
We must find some cheap lodgings ourselves as soon as possible.
Hey, convenient. Let's just take
We're
that
gonna
one.
Break in and fight.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
sleep.
Yes, you're right, cheap, but ideally with reasonably level floors. Don't want to fall out of bed because of some crooked floors.
Or a rat nibbling at the.
Oh, look at look at the windows of that building there.
Are you sure they're windows?
Not anymore.
I mean, they look like windows. they
It's
just
a
don't have the glass.
window. It's a wall.
Yes, but they're all filling with bricks.
Oh, you're right. I wonder why. Perhaps an empty property where nobody lives at the moment.
When someone moves in, they unbrick the windows.
They just punch it really hard.
There's smoke coming from the chimneys, though.
Oh dear, everything still feels very foreign. There's so much we have to learn about this place. Why would people do that to their own windows? Don't they?
Oh,
like
I was
Let's
just
talk
gonna say
about
that's
pollution.
that's not the pollution. That's probably the fog or the sky. The clouds look so big and heavy in the sky, don't they? And with the dense fog as well, everything looks hazy.
Fog.
Underneath the lovely London sky.
Well, it is known as foggy London town.
I can just make out some sort of spire through the fog. It looks like it's still being built though. It's probably the whatchamacallit, the World Fair thing, Great Exhibition Tower thing, right? Crystal Tower, was it?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do know what you're talking about, like a World's Fair competitor thing.
The yeah.
Yes, that must be the Crystal Tower being built for the Great Exhibition that's open in 6 months' time.
Thank you, exposition.
Thank you for the 2 lines of complete exposition.
I did not need to think about that at all. Apparently, it's going to be very striking ways on all sides.
What
of
a
this
natural
nice
sentence.
exhibition.
Yeah, I love how they do that, like in shows or something, when they like awkwardly talk at people with their full name to introduce them, but it sounds all wonky. So it's like, oh yes, hello, yes, hello,
that,
RPG.
brother.
How are you doing? I'm referring to you
Hello,
by
RPG.
name,
Hello.
so that other people
Hello, my
watching
friend RPG.
might know.
How
Yeah,
are you
exactly.
doing? How is your Minecraft job going?
Exactly like that.
Right?
Exactly like that. Yeah, exactly like that.
Specifically go.
I hope everyone has paid attention and knows what your name is and what you're doing.
By the Walt Disney Magic Kingdom map on Minecraft.
Yeah, exactly. I'll link it below. Check that out.
Just put them now coming left to right, pulling the nail from the Magic Kingdom.
I'll just cut in 2 seconds of the trailer.
That's it.
It's to be
I hope that it is like 2 seconds where nothing is happening.
just 2 seconds of haha gotcha. It's to be the largest exposition in history, is it? I can't even begin to imagine it. I'm sure we'll go there. Probably not this game though, because
we're not talking
that
about
looks very
pollution.
unready.
Pollution is too new, I guess.
No, we're not talking about pollution. Oh,
Oh, the road.
the streets of London.
They don't really have much cars either, so probably not a big thing for them yet.
On the streets.
Oh, they've probably just barely been
There.
invented. There are piles of snow on the pavement here and there, but the road itself is covered in carriage tracks.
Are there any carriage tracks coming from the murder location?
I wonder.
It seems carriages often travel down Briar Road. It soon disperses all the snow.
I slipped over when I was walking down the pavement earlier. It seems like it would be far safer to walk on the road instead.
Oh, but you're rather small, Mr. Naruhodo, and dressed all in black. You're pathetic. You're so tiny. No one can see you down there. Everyone
Police
will just
officers
step on
sigh
top
and
of
pull
you.
out the handcuffs.
I worry Coachman might not see you and you could be flattened by horses.
She's doing it for me.
Yeah, exactly. I knew that was what she was going at. It was like, yeah, I could just walk on the road. Yes, but then you'll then you'll get run over.
Flattened by horses. No one would see you. You blend right in. You're like an insect. You're like an amoeba.
Yeah, lady, come over with us.
Well, thank you for the rather small concern.
That joke was terrible. Bye-bye.
I am once again asking for the Danganronpa check button. Oh, is that the smokestack
There
now?
we go.
You see all the black smoke rising from
Hey,
the chimneys over
pollution.
there?
It says here that in Great Britain, many people heat their homes in winter using coal.
The only chimneys I really remember seeing in Japan were on top of the bathhouse. You think some of those houses could be on fire?
Not at all.
Brick don't burn.
No.
Well, even so, that much thick smoke building up to the heavens is surely going to turn the whole sky black sooner or later.
Oh, I didn't know you were a leftist. Out of nowhere.
fucking libtard over here, worried about coal.
Are you a beta cuck?
Sorry, I only talk to sing.
And now this video gets flagged because of that.
Right? God, that's so fun. I just love that Shadow the Hedgehog meme, man. I was just like, oh god, it's the best. It's so fucking. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. Like oh god, I don't want to get into it. It's just that I follow Jordan Peterson shit and does all the time, and it's just so funny to see that shit put into context like that. Oh god, it's so funny. Anyways,
Gosh, you may be right about that.
All right. Anything else?
Shadow, what the fuck are you talking about? That's my favorite part. Wait, is there nothing else here?
No,
Done?
we probably have to talk with
Everything
the.
to the... Oh, wait.
No.
Anything else here? Maybe? Maybe?
Nope.
Maybe?
We go
Maybe?
to jail.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe? Okay. Well,
Time to go to jail and see who we are defending.
Nothing new here. Okay, cool. Oh, movie. To prize on. Wow, that's grim. Just a 5-frame flame on that candle. Cell
Right.
9.
yeah, very strange.
So these are British prison cells.
Oh, they're ghastly. It feels just like a dungeon.
Yes, and having experienced it in Japan myself, I can assure you that our wooden cells feel a lot cozier than these old cold stone walls.
Oh, don't, Mr. Naruhodo. You're making it seem worse.
Oh. Hello? Apparently our client is in this cell here. But it's so
I don't
dark
see
at the
him.
back
Where is
that
he hiding?
I can't make him out. I wonder what he's like.
Bailey Felix escape.
Inmate 53, your legal representative is here to see you. Stop hiding at the back of the cell and
Yes,
show your face at once.
you. Stop hiding. I like how they just straight up
Stop
take
hiding
out
there.
the letters.
Yeah.
Am
Stop
I
hiding there.
love? Am I a cat? As if with no name?
That's
Am
a,
I?
that's a nice reference.
Everybody wants to be a cat. Calling me by a number. It is utterly, unbelievably, unjustly unreasonable. I refuse to answer.
What is your name then?
Is it actually Shams?
Mr. Naruhodo, what? What do you think is going on here?
I mean, I'm gonna
Well,
assume
I
that
think I
he's
recognize
probably
his voice.
Japanese too because of the way the policeman reacted.
Maybe.
So I have no idea, but I wasn't just hearing things, was I? That tirade of complaints was in Japanese.
Oh, it wasn't Japanese.
Yeah, I mean the cat with no name. That's actually a Japanese book. That's why I said nice reference.
Mm.
Waga hai wa neko de aru. Oh,
4601.
hello.
It's Japanese McGilded.
Excuse me. Who?
Quiet. De ese oronce hindense. I know they are. They're watching, listening. Even now, I can sense it. No,
He's really nervous. He's paranoid. Holy shit. Right. So, could I ask you what exact?
There you are. You come to curse me, haven't you? Don't try to hide it. You are a ghost.
A ghost?
A ghost. A gas. A apparition.
A wraith?
Phenomena. It's just at the joints. Oh.
I love his nervous eyelid twitch. Wait. There we go.
Ah, there we go.
Isn't it, son?
I love that.
RPG.
Susato.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were still doing
This man.
commenting.
You mean no harm, prisoner, son? Are you Japanese by any chance?
Oh,
Oh, his eyes.
wow.
This is the story of a girl beyond my place history. Okay.
Sir, are you quite all right?
Is he a nutcracker? Forgive me for the outburst before. I'm so sorry. I want to see his name.
Nutty cracker.
Oh, it's
Not-
fine. We were just
Nato Kuraka.
not the way. We were just a little surprised. That's all.
Natoko Uraka.
Imagine it.
I mean, he surely has a mouth for it. Yeah.
Wow, he does.
It's
Yeah.
been 12 long months since I left my hometown, and here I am in a frightful fence in a foreign land.
I love your
That's
alliterations,
alliteration.
by the way. Yeah.
Right?
Aw.
So you had to switch between tools of conventions, Damn! Well, split belly, move it.
So alliterations,
I
alliterations are his
I think
thing.
he likes alliteration, yeah.
Yeah.
Is his name alliteration?
Who would have guessed that this new client Lord Strongheart assigned to us would turn out to be a fellow Japanese? What a student? How old?
Sir, I
What?
can't understand a fucking thing you're saying.
Wait, he's a student?
How old are you? Can I check that? No,
Not
not
yet.
yet. Okay,
Not yet.
because we haven't
We
been
don't even know
introduced.
his name. Maybe
Yeah.
only when we know his name.
Yep,
he gets
looks like
that
it.
for record.
Well,
Noble, nurturing, never failing, Nippon.
love the poses.
Dab.
First class lawyer? What, because of the armband? Oh dear, I think there's been something of a misunderstanding here.
I wonder, would you be so kind as to tell us what's happened? You've been detained as a suspect, for example?
Yeah, I can. I will.
I miss you. I love you.
Rebecca!
I'm not quite sure I understand what he means, but he seems happy.
The question mark.
Yes, he does. I just hope he actually has a good reason to be. Thank you for your cooperation. I am a lawyer, as you said. My name is Yonosuke Naruhodo.
I'm Naruhodo-san's judicial assistant, Susanto Mikotoba.
I keep forgetting her last name because they barely mention it.
A visiting student sent here by our government.
Oh,
How old are you?
Notably, notorious name Natsume. Soseki Natsume. Soseki Natsume. No.
Okay. So
Soseki
Natsume.
Soseki or Soseki?
huh.
Soseki Natsume.
Damn it. We're trying to
no
find
idea.
the.
I don't think there's a pun. We can't. Not that I can see.
He's 33. He looks older.
Oh, his study of English. Okay, so he's it's like a doctorate thing.
Looks like it, yeah. All right. Soseki Natsume.
Soseki Natsume.
Soseki Natsume-san? What an unusual name.
Call me Sosuke, please. I'm a poet, you see, a writer of haiku.
Okay, now I wanna go back and check his dialogue for haiku.
It's the alliterations, I think, but yeah.
It's something of a nom de plume.
A feather name.
Oh, it's a pen name.
No, it's
Oh,
it's
so
a feather name.
Of course.
Nom de plume. You mean an alias?
What is your real name, please? Oh, do not the pun.
That's right, Naruhodo-san.
No! Don't be so prosaic. It's much more refined than that.
I thought long and hard about this name.
Is this guy a descendant of Larry Butts?
The
It does sound like
the
he's
gestures and
ancestor.
everything. It would be the other way around, by the way. Larry Butts would be a descendant
Yeah,
of his.
ancestor.
Yeah, an ancestor. And haiku, that really reminds me of home.
He's more of the facial expression.
Yeah.
Did I hear you say that you were a visiting student sent over here by the government?
Yes, that's right. A year ago, I was told to go and study English. First, I had to suffer that misery, and now this! It's beyond the pale!
Suffer that misery? Did you not want to study?
No, I mean, I've been interested in Great Britain for some years, of course.
Oh.
But just because the government tells you to do something doesn't mean you can't do it. No,
What do you mean?
I don't know English. If they told me to study English literature, that I could have understood. That's my field. But no, they told me to study the English language.
Wait, what?
Utterly, unbelievable, unjustly, unreasonable.
Wait, so they're trying to make him to be a linguistics guy, or they're just
Yeah,
saying
apparently it
learn
looks
English
like it. It's
to
like
go
you go to England now, learn English so you can teach us English. Like, or something?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. I see.
Only the other day, I was told to send a report about my first year here. I tendered a blank piece of paper.
Did the piece of paper consent to that?
His words are white. Was she? Or was she?
Yeah.
That is a dab. Or a Michael Jackson pose.
Be a man of great standing.
Or great stands?
Also,
I don't know if he does.
Can you look at his left hand for a second?
No.
Fuck
Got
you,
him.
Shar.
No. No.
Just zoom in on it. Zoom
No.
in on it.
Slowly zoom.
No, not as slow. Quick zoom and then just like fucking destroy your eardrums. for like half a second, just go, and that's it.
Oh, yeah, so I'm often told.
And often like to be told, it seems. Alright. What they got against you? Nuts.
Could you perhaps tell us exactly why you've been arrested, Soseki-san?
Man, I've been trying to take a time to just go take a piss, but like, it's just.
I didn't do it. I didn't commit the atrocious murder.
Murder?
I mean, not
She's
yet.
not dead.
Not yet.
I thought they were still alive.
Oh, no, it's alright. The woman did actually die, did she? But she was stabbed with a knife right before my eyes.
Before your eyes? You mean you saw the attacker?
So who did it? Who did?
I don't remember. It was dark.
I didn't see anyone.
Oh, so the knife just stabbed her itself? What?
The knife was floating.
What?
So it could have been right before his eyes, but he didn't get to see it because it was dark or something. Yeah.
If I'd seen the person who did it, do you think I'd be locked up in here?
Yes, because you're a foreigner and foreigners always look sus. Right? That's how it goes, right?
Sad.
For real.
Too real, man. Too real. Yeah, I don't understand why they always go for the foreigner sometimes. Anyways,
Oh dear, it seems this case is becoming rather complicated. Yeah, it's not like the last one was or anything.
I mean, why did that silly woman have to be stabbed in front of me?
How dare she?
The audacity of
The
that bitch from being
exactly.
stabbed and almost dying.
I think it's just saying, I wish it wasn't like in front of me. That's all.
Yeah.
It's the curse of London. It's incredibly, inexcusably, irritatingly inconvenient.
Just inconvenient. Oh,
Okay.
I was expecting something.
So, Soseki-san was there at the scene, but he didn't see the attacker?
What did you see then?
Yeah, what did you see?
It's vital that we found out more about the case.
But it was, he said before his
Yeah.
eye, so that might actually be relevant. For,
Mhm.
you know.
Was the knife thrown from somewhere?
Oh, that could have been it
Yeah.
too.
It was on a cursed evening, just after the snow had started to clear and heavy with fog. I'd been to the bookshop to buy some books, and I was on my way back to my accursed lodgings.
What bookshop was that? Page Turner's
How
books?
much do you hate this place?
Page Turner's books? Page Turner? No? Okay.
Funny.
Sure, the bookshop wasn't a curse, too.
As I was walking along that cursed pavement, I couldn't make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a grey overcoat, she was. And just as I went to overtake her... No. Oh, shoot. She suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed in the cold hard slabs of the stone at my feet.
Yeah, so was it thrown then?
No blood.
Also that, yeah.
That's the weird part. That is also weird.
Huh. I mean, that's not an official photograph. That's just his recollection, I guess.
She also had books.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
How terrible.
I cannot move. But it didn't move. It was like
A nightmare?
Ghostly, ghoulish, green graveyard.
Slight exaggeration there, perhaps.
No alliteration. I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran as fast as my legs could carry me to the back of my accursed lodgings.
I wonder what she looked like because
Then
That-
if you,
Huh.
who is the witness that
Huh.
that saw him. Yeah.
yeah.
That's not good.
They say it was shameful. I know, to run away like that.
Yes, what of your honor, sir?
Tell me, Soseki-san, is the victim an acquaintance of yours?
Don't be ridiculous. Do you think I know of this fair-haired English? And a young woman at that. I'm diffident,
She
shy,
didn't look
timid,
young to
unsure.
me.
I can't talk to people.
I see. A young woman unknown to Soseki-san. And at the time it happened, who else did you see nearby? Did anybody pass you?
Regrettably, apart from myself and the woman, I didn't see a soul.
No
Was
one?
it Frosty?
Oh, great. Yeah, the snowman did it.
Oh my god, what if she slipped on the fucking ice? And she stabbed herself in the back.
She was gonna stab him.
Yeah.
Huh.
Or she was gonna stab someone, right?
Well, if there was no one else there.
I went around a corner or some shit like that. Who knows? But like, she slipped. Is gonna be something I think is gonna be a big thing here.
So the victim was unknown to you, and there was nobody else in the street at the time. That creates something of a conundrum, doesn't it?
What conundrum?
The conundrum.
Yes, what about it?
Conundrum.
What do you mean, Sasato-san? What's the conundrum?
Well, if what Suzuki-san has just told us is true, there's something I can't explain. He says that he didn't know the victim and that there was no one else at the scene. But he apparently fled without having been seen.
Then who pointed it out to him?
Huh.
I did.
Exactly.
Who was witness?
Huh, but if that's the case, surely this man
is it
has to be the
somebody
culprit.
inside the tower that had a view. You. What did you just say?
Nothing, I didn't say anything. Oops. Perhaps I thought that a little loudly.
Actually, that's not what was troubling me.
Do tell. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What I was thinking was, how did Suzuki-san actually come to be arrested?
Sorry?
He didn't touch the victim, and there was nobody at the scene to see him. So how did the police ever discover that he was there in the first place?
Oh yes, she's right.
No,
My
she.
God, you guys are slow.
I mean, that's always the case with the Naruhodo family. They're always a bit slow.
It was him. Cause great detective.
Oh,
He led the police to me.
oh, what did he do this time?
He followed the footsteps in the snow.
Looks like probably
I followed the bad luck.
a cursed great detective. Could it be?
I'll never forget that man's name as long as I live. Oh, you're
Watch
gonna
him-
defend
watch him-
him against
watch him-
Sherlock?
Watch him get the name hella wrong now.
In his haughty laugh and his self-proclaimed greatness. Rash, big-headed, busybody, be gone, plot. May you be cursed to you to the end of your days. Sherlock Holmes.
I knew it.
It's me.
I knew it.
My finger points.
Mr. Sholmes?
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock.
Well, I didn't expect to hear that name from this man's lips, that's for sure.
It was the morning after that nightmare had unfolded on the pavement before me. I was gnawing on a sliver of hard cheese when some man suddenly burst into the door. They started shouting at me. "It's the police! Put the weapon down!"
The piece of cheese, you mean? Put the cheese down!
Right now!
Look out, he's got a cheese! Yes, it was a thief's liver. Yes, it was hard, but it wasn't eating a weapon. Citation needed. Disgusting, dietary discrimination devils.
You clearly had a trying morning yesterday.
And there he was in the middle of other policemen, grinning like a Cheshire cat. Cheshire cat. That Sherlock Holmes.
It's actually just Sherlock Holmes. He's English.
I've since found out that he's a famous name detection here in London.
Yeah, I saw it here.
Yes, the great detective is really very well known.
And his overly sharp mind managed to deduce my whereabouts, apparently. It is I'm the knife-wielding madman. Me, this weak, stupid kitten of a man.
I wonder what great detection process led him to his conclusion this time. Probably the footsteps.
Maybe the-
Probably.
We follow the footsteps.
Yeah,
in
there
the
was only
snow.
like one set of one set of footprints, and he just followed them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mean to say that Mr. Sholm's seduction was the only reason the police arrested you? That would be really most unreasonable.
Well, the thing is, I was thrown into a panic when the barged in their way, and so I threw cheese at them.
And then I attacked them and tackled them and threw one out the window.
Oh no!
Of course you would. That's only natural.
Then I took out a knife.
I was terrified and trembling, and they kept throwing question after question at me in impossible English.
It was so bad I couldn't understand a single fucking thing they were saying. Oh, what'd you do? Put that way, like that.
Read this foreign flavor.
What,
Fish
put that
sticks.
weapon down, put it down with fish sticks, and it's in a row. You kill one with stab with knife. That's what I imagined he was hearing. Something like that. You just can't understand a fucking thing they're saying.
Well, I mean, if they had a thick accent, then yeah, sure.
Exactly.
Well, we are in England. You can't really blame them for questioning you in English.
Good point. But my mind went blank. I knew I had to answer, but I didn't know what to say. So I just kept repeatedly like, yes I do, and I'm fine.
Oh my god.
Something just fell down.
Something fell.
Oh, that's just the fucking garbage truck outside.
Oh,
And the next thing I knew, I was in manacles, and before I knew it, I was thrown here. Oh dear, I'm afraid that's hardly surprising, said Susato.
My bad.
There are 3 characters, you're the one of them.
I'm fine. He's not fine now.
Mr. Naruhodo, Esquire.
You can just call me Naruhodo, and when we're speaking English, a simple Mister is more than enough.
Oh, yes, alright, yes, they really got to me. This country is poisoning my mind. But please, I beg you to defend me in court tomorrow. You can tell me what really happened. You do it, won't you?
We have to find that out first, but yeah, sure.
I mean, that's
You need
the
to find
idea.
out what really happened.
Well,
End of day.
Why? Why is it so hard to say yes to me?
say yes to me, say no to me.
I
Well,
want him to cry again, doing the
the
crying
thing
voice
is, I'm
fine.
just a student like yourself on a study tour.
A student?
But your armband. I have defended a case in the Old Bailey, only the one though. But at this moment in time, I really don't know what I'm supposed to believe in. I'm confused about what justice in this country even means.
Oh, Naruhodo-san.
Not even the foreign student who was supposed.
Kill the people who you don't like, obviously.
Not even the foreign student who was supposed to be here. A sort of locum lawyer, I suppose.
But that armband is the mark of a defense lawyer from a great empire.
It's a keepsake from the man who should have been here. It was my boyfriend.
A boyfriend?
That's illegal, Mr. Naruhodo!
Wait, what?
I know exactly what they're saying about me.
That fiendish foreigner.
Oh, who do you mean?
The lawyers, all the British defense lawyers, they won't defend me.
Goodness, why do you say that?
For the same reason as you noted before. When it happened, there was only the victim and myself around. and I ran up from the scene of the crime. I'm not a fool. I know it must be the culprit.
It must be very hard for you, Soseki-san.
Anyway, I'm a student from overseas. I'm just a foreign nobody to them. Someone not to be trusted. I heard them openly laughing about me before in my earshot without any compunction at all. Any trial for
My
this
dinosaur
man.
CD.
It got me up. Any trial for this man would be a waste of time, they said, and of course a foreign did it.
Pushed me down the stairs.
They even had the gall to say the man doesn't understand half of what's being said anyway.
That's awful.
They're wrong. I've studied more English than half of the police there in the streets.
Actually, that's probably accurate.
I've traveled halfway across the world to learn about this people's country and this great history of racism. but no one here wants to listen to a man with strange accent. They all hate me. So, at the very least, I like to entrust my fate to someone who can listen to me in my native tongue. You could do it, couldn't you? When I look into your eyes, I can see it. I can see what you've been through.
Soseki-san, it's just that...
When I see into your eyes, they keep changing.
Yeah, give me a little time, please.
Hmm?
I'll do what I can for the time being.
What do you mean?
Oh god, the pigeons are having the orgy outside my window again.
Again?
Again, yeah. Different branch, but
God damn it.
same 3 fucking pigeons. God damn it! Get off! Get off the tree! Get off of each other! Stop it!
Can you buy like a horn?
Just put it by your window.
Get away! Beep. No, I don't want. I can't bother the neighbors.
Nah.
Well, the neighbors seem to have having fun by themselves.
I mean, I live in an apartment complex. That's what I mean.
I don't know.
The people above me will hear it. God damn it! Stop! They're just God, they're just like flapping on top of each other. It's so weird.
Ask yourself, who's intruding there? Are they intruding on you, or are you intruding on them?
Well, to be fair, my entire place is windows. So my room is windows. So like, if they're anywhere near my room, I'll see them. No, today they're not intruding as much because yesterday they were literally like right in front of me. Like in front of me, like there on the branch in front of me, that kind of thing.
Okay, yeah.
Doing the do.
That's probably harassment then.
Yeah. Pigeon harassment. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, that's your line.
We shall investigate the case as thoroughly as possible.
I was distracted.
Yeah.
Sorry. For obvious reasons.
Yep.
If we can find some clues, it will give us a much better chance, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, thank you. I'll be here, all alone, waiting for you. Focus on the Mizanaro Esquire Senior, sir.
We should be going then, Naruhodo-san. We have a case to prepare for.
All right. Oh, I can't examine in here. That's interesting. Look at my badge. Substitute.
Yes, the symbol of one of a great empire's first-rate lawyers.
Look at the name.
Which means, of course, you stand by my side. You defend me.
Oh, no, sorry. That wasn't why I was showing it to you.
Oh. Why else would you show me that?
Oops. In hindsight, that probably wasn't the best idea. Okay, let's slowly back out of here.
Anyway.